This is worksheet 10.3, and we're going to look at number 3, 7, and 8. We're given a number line, and we're going to write an equation for the function that generates it, a potential function that generates it. Given a number line, the shaded portions represent where the graph is positive or above the x-axis. The unshaded parts represent the regions where the graph is negative or below the x-axis. So imagining that this line is my x-axis, I'm going to draw my graph on top of this. Shaded is positive, so above. Non-shaded is negative, so that's below. And these circles represent the x-intercepts. So my graph intersects the x-axis at these values. So negative, and then again it's positive, anything greater than 3. So we have our graph sketched here, and we're supposed to write an equation to match the graph. I know my roots are at -1 and +3. The factors that would produce those roots are x plus 1 and x minus 3. A couple more things we need to check. The behavior at each of these is going through, so my exponent should just be a 1. And my end behavior over here is positive since it's shaded, so I know my coefficient in front should be a positive, not a negative. In number 7, everything is unshaded. So I know my graph is negative or below the x-axis in all regions. So it's negative, it stays negative, so that requires a bounce right here. Stays negative, 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 stays negative after 6, and so I have 2 bounces that occur in these 2 spots. My graph never goes positive. So my roots at -3 and 6 would produce factors of x plus 3 and x minus 6. Looking at the behavior, there is a bounce at both of these roots, so I know that both of these factors are squared. And lastly, my end behavior here is negative, so I know that the coefficient in front should be a negative. We don't know exactly what it is, but it's a negative number. On number 8, we're negative in all of these regions until we pass +3. So negative, 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 and then positive after +3. So I have several roots here. I have a root at x plus 3, gives me a root at -3. A factor of x plus 3 gives me a root at -3. A factor of x plus 1 gives me a root at -1. A factor of x would give me a root at 0, and a factor of x minus 3 would give me a root at 3. Now for the exponents, we have a bounce at all of the roots except at 3. So I'm going to square all of these. This stays as a 1. My end behavior is positive, so I'm going to leave the coefficient in front as a positive.